Hey guys, and welcome to my programming channel. Today we're gonna look at another HackerRank challenge. And the reason why I think HackerRank challenges are interesting and why I enjoy doing them is because I know that such problems might come up in a programming interview. So for example, if you interview for Microsoft or Google or Facebook or Amazon, they will most probably ask you some kind of technical question. And so these technical questions are often data structure related or algorithm related. And that is why I like training on them. And I'm still not an expert on such challenges, but yeah, I think they are interesting and they really push you as a developer. So guys, let's get into it. Today we have a challenge that has to do with dynamic arrays. Yeah, so last time we did the two first challenges in the data structures track, and now we're on the third challenge, which is the
dynamic array. Let's take a look. So we need to create a list of n empty sequences, where each sequence is indexed from 0 to n minus 1. The elements within each of the n sequences also use n. Okay, so we have, right, guys, as I understand it, we should create some kind of two-dimensional array. And this two-dimensional array will be called sequence list. And so it will have n empty sequences in it. So an array of arrays. And then we should create an integer last answer and initialize it to 0. Two types of queries that can be performed on your list of sequences are described below. Okay, we can do two different queries. The first query is that we find we find some kind of index in sequence list, and we append an integer to the sequence at this index. I'm not sure what this ball operation means. It means bitwise XOR operation, as we can see here in the notes. So x bitwise or last answer modulus n should give us an index, and so we use that index to pick out a sequence. All right, and then we should append integer y to sequence sec. Right, so that was query number 1, guys. So as I understand it, we find some kind of index, we take out the sequence at that index, and we append an integer to that index. Query number 2, let's take a look, guys. Find the sequence at index, alright, so it's the same index as before. We find some kind of index, and then we take out the sequence. Find the value of element y modulus size in sequence, and assign it to last answer. And what was last? Last answer is this variable that we initialize to 0 from the beginning. Okay, so step number 3 is that we print last answer on a new line. Okay, given NQ and Q queries, execute each query. Input format. Okay, so this is important, guys. The first line contains two space-separated integers, the number of sequences and the number of queries. Okay. For each type 2 query, print the updated value of last answer on a new line. So the only time we print something is in query number 2, and we print last answer on a new line. So here's a sample input and sample output. And so let's see how many. They have 3 type 1 queries and 2 type 2 queries, and that is why we get 2 numbers as output.
Yeah, guys, so what language should we try this in? If you want me to program in a specific language, guys, leave it in the comment section below. So the first 2 exercises or challenges we did in C. Let's do this one in okay, let's do this one in Python. So I usually do these challenges in different languages in order to train solving problems using different languages. So let's do this one in Python. Let's take a sip of coffee before we begin, guys. Right, back on track. So let's start by parsing the input. So the first line is simply 2 integers. Let's see, split. So we read the first line like this, and then we split it. And now we also need to convert it to integers. That can be done like this. So instead of first line, this is first line numbers. Like this. Let's just print what we get. So we are expecting to get 2 and 5 as output. Let's see. Okay, we get a runtime error. string object has no attribute split. Okay. What is just input? No attribute. Interesting. So what we need to do is, oh yeah, so we get this, but however, we need to split this. What doesn't have split? Interesting. It should have split. Yeah, like this. Yes. So this will give us an array of strings. And so each string will be a number. And now I want to take this and convert it to integers. However, it didn't really work when we did like this. Input.split. I mean, this should work, right? Invalid syntax. What is going on? Okay, we get map object. So, okay, this is expected because we forgot to do list. So whenever we do this map function, we need to convert it to a list. And so now we get 2 and 5. Okay, I'm not sure why it didn't work last time. But now, okay, so these are the first line numbers. And we have n, which is the first one. Like this. We take out the first number in the array, and q will be the second number. And as they said in these instructions, we should create an integer and give it value of 0. Last answer should be 0 from the beginning. Okay, so now we should create a sec list of n empty sequences. Let's do sec list equals to an array. Okay, now I tried. What is going on? What? Oh, what happened, guys? Did I refresh the page? Really? Oh my god. And so now what I want to do is to create all these empty sequences in the sequence list. So let's go from 0 to n, and we should create an empty list in this list of lists, list of sequences. Let's run the code, see if it still compiles. I'm gonna take coffee. Okay, we have some issues, guys. Invalid syntax. Do you write in, perhaps? Hope so. Yes, perfectly. Works perfectly, guys. Okay, let's continue. So now we have the numbers and we have the empty sequences as expected. Now we should execute the queries. So let's go from 0 to q. And we should now do the same thing as here. So query numbers. So for each query, we have to, okay, like this. So now we have parsed this part. Now we need to parse all of these. And we'll go from 0 to q. So here we have q is equals to 5. And we need to parse this, this, and this. And so we read a line as before, and query type. So the first number, guys, is the type, if I remember correctly. Input format. First line contains each of the q subsequent lines contains a query in the format defined. Okay, so what is the format? Given queries. Okay, so this is the format. We have type x and y. Query type equals, let's say, equals query numbers 0. and then we have x and y. X and y. X is 1 and y is at index 2. So if query type equals 1, when it's equals to 1, we should perform this operation. Let's see, sec equals sec list, and the index is this one, and modulus n. So we find the index and we take out the sequence sec from the sec list using the index like this. Nie más problemas, guys. We have the sequence. What should we do now? We should append integer y. Sec.append y. Boom. So we have implemented query 1. Let's implement query 2. So we pick out the sequence as before at index, yep. And now we need to do last answer equals sequence, and then we have to pick out this y modulus length of sequence like this. So length gives us a number, which is the number of elements in sequence, and that is what is meant by size. Yeah, we should take y modulus size and assign it to last answer. Perfect. And we should print last answer. So guys, this should work. However, it doesn't, because last answer is not defined. Why is it not defined? Because we forgot it. I guess after the refresh situation we had, I forgot to define it. Okay, runtime. Ln is not... Okay, is it len? Could be len. Okay, it turned blue, so I guess this is correct. Submit code, guys. So, this should work, and I hope it works. We have passed all of the tests. Alright guys, so this was challenge number 3, and let's zoom out and take a look. We did dynamic arrays, guys. So what do you think about this code? How do you have any suggestions for me? How can I do this better? Is it anything I should think of? Can you solve it in less lines of code? And guys, if you are a new subscriber, you should definitely subscribe if you are, or of course, I mean if you are a new viewer and you haven't seen me before. My name is Ivan and I'm a software developer. If you like technology, you like programming, you like software development, you should definitely subscribe to this channel because you will find it interesting, guys. I post videos every single day, and so today we did HackerRank because I think it's interesting to do these challenges, and it really prepares you for an interview situation. You think in terms of data structures and algorithms, because the thing is, when you work on an app or a website, you don't really do these types of problems that often. I mean, you do some coding for the UX, and you query a database, and you do some endpoint interactions. However, you don't really do these algorithm questions. And so when you go to an interview, they will ask you this, and you may be not prepared because you usually don't do this. So that is why I think this is so important. Yeah, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow.